Hello, great to see you. We have tea. We have fairies. We have dolls' houses, dioramas and miniatures. We have slow stitching, calm, mindful, chilled, joy, share, quiet. Welcome to Helen Kitty Cat Crafts. Hello and welcome to DIY My Chateau, part 21. Today we are rebuilding a roof. So the roof of the chateau is actually really heavy board and it's starting to bend on one side. So it needed repairing, but I have been procrastinating over painting the dome. And I think it's because I'm actually not happy with it. And I keep putting it off and putting it off because I'm just not sure. So this is currently what the chateau looks like now. And I've taken off all the roof tiles and the roof and the tower and the windows, and I'm starting again. So I've got 3 A4 sheets of balsa wood, and I am going to add extra support with these little bits here. I'm not adding those yet because I'm going to work the 3 pieces of board separately, then glue them all together and then retile it. So we've got the board, which is a really nice board actually. It's 2mm thick, and then I'm going to measure the dormer window to see how big a gap we are going to need to fit in the actual tower. So the idea is to make a big enough hole so that I can put in an angled piece of wood so that I can build upwards without it looking silly. So we're going to go just a little bit bigger than the window that you can see there. So a little bit wider and a little bit deeper because I want the tower to obviously be bigger than the small normal windows. Does that make sense? I do hope so. Sometimes I'm really not very good at explaining these things, am I? So I've sped the next little bit up because I am sure you don't need to see me cutting lots of bits of wood. I'm sure you all know how to cut wood by now. And so we shall just whip through this bit. So this is what the actual size, this is how big the tower part is going to be. So I'm just measuring up to cut the actual front that will sit below the window piece and fit into that gap. By propping the actual frame of the roof up like that, you can make sure that you sit the tower at the right angle. So I would say it needs to be about there, which is possibly a 45-degree angle, maybe a little more. And that'll mean that the tower will go straight up rather than slant backwards. We're going to use these triangular supports to support that angle. So these are going to go either side. So I'm using wood glue, and it's the Everstick wood glue. Now it does take a little while to set completely, and I would say probably about 30 minutes. So I'm also going to add a few drops of super glue because that will set quick and hold it in place while the wood glue goes off. So I've measured the angle. You saw me measuring the angle at what I want the wood to be at, and these little triangular pieces are cut to fill the gap. I hope this all makes sense to you. I'm probably just waffling on and boring you all, but it's important that you get this bit right, otherwise I'm going to end up redoing the whole thing yet again, and this is what I'm trying to avoid. It's one of those things, isn't it? We spend a great deal of our crafting time waiting for things to dry, whether that be paint or glue or varnish. Certainly have to learn some patience, don't you? And we also need to make a frame around the window at the top, so two slightly narrow pieces either side, then another piece on top. But I'm not going to sit and make you watch me cut out lots of bits of wood, because I'm sure you all know how to cut a piece of wood. So I'll flip through this bit for you, and I'll see you in a minute. And we're back. What do you think? I think this looks much better. I mean, it still needs some tidying, don't get me wrong. I think it's a lot better shape, and it's once the tower is on top, it's going to look amazing. Don't worry about the blue tape. It's just holding it while the glue dries. It'll all come off. It is washi tape because I couldn't find my masking tape at the time. I've got it now. So we need to build the actual tower. Now this is quite purposely thin balsa wood. This is only 1 mil thick. And don't know if you know, but if you spray balsa wood and let it soak for a couple of minutes. It is actually possible to get a curve on there. Do you see? At the top there. It needs to be done slowly and steadily. There's no way of really speeding it up. But you take hold of the wood, put your bottle on the top, and basically you are using a kind of rocking motion to encourage the wood to just bend ever so slightly. It might not seem important, but it does give you a better end result. So just grab it at the end, gently lifting it and rolling it, rocking and rolling as you go. And then the wood will actually bend a little at the top, which is just what I need. Now don't do it too quickly, because if you do it too quickly then the wood will snap. And don't apply too much pressure all in one go, because again it'll snap. But if you just rock it ever so slightly and just take your time, then it will eventually get a little bend on the top, which just defines the shape more. And there we have it. What do you think? It's turned out rather well, I think. So we're now going to cut some bits of card. It's a 300 GSM card, so cardstock. I'm going to cut some strips, and then we're going to bend the strips in the middle and secure them onto the corners where two bits of wood meet. A, it will fill in that gap ever so slightly that is at the bottom, and B, it just offers more structural support. It makes it stronger, stops the pieces falling apart. Excuse me, that was a big yawn. How rude. So we take the strips, fold them down the centre, apply the glue, and then apply one to each corner. And the paper will stay on there, it'll just get painted over. But it will add a little bit more structural support to the tower, which is also a good thing. That's it, nice and gently fold it along the centre. So you're creating like a hinge effect. I have actually used it on very small miniatures to make doors, and I've had no issues with it, as long as it's not supporting too much weight. But balsa wood is very light. And here we have it. What do you think? That looks much better and a lot neater. I think it's got a better finish. Now I've covered it all with masking tape, again just to make it a little bit stronger and secure. And I'm now going to paint the whole thing with Mod Podge. And the reason I'm doing this is because obviously Mod Podge is a glue. Once it's dried, it'll add even more strength to the tower, but it'll also provide a little bit of a key for the paint to stick to. It'll need painting black first, and then over the top of the black the metallic paint, so that you can sand little bits of the black, sorry, the copper off, revealing the black underneath, which will give a burnished aged kind of vibe to it. I mean, I must admit this looks a bit like a lighthouse right now. So we just need a thin coat of Mod Podge, not too thick, just a nice thin, even coat, and that should maintain the shape quite nicely. There we go. I like it. Definitely got potential. And here is the other part. And once it's all dried and done and dusted, we'll put it all together. And once we've done that,